Hello, welcome to another Tweedy Outdoors video. I was going to wait until I got away from the road to start filming, but I can see the sun there, and that's rather a precious commodity. Hello, right, so please excuse the huffing and puffing. I'm currently trying to hot-foot it from Tring station to somewhere in the vicinity of Ivinghoe, I don't know how to pronounce it. Ivinghoe Beacon. Should we say Ivinghoe? We're going to stick to Ivinghoe this time, like the Walter Scott book, whatever it was. And the plan for tonight is a wild camp, hopefully, somewhere in that vicinity. I've finally managed to get out of London after it's been nearly 2 weeks of kind of struggling to get away. Ideally, I was hoping to get to the top of Ivinghoe Beacon in time for the sunset, but I don't think that's going to happen, so it'll be somewhere on the way there. Yeah, it was today difficult to get out in a prompt fashion from home. I had a few errands and some work to do in the morning, so that was a bit unfortunate because I've only really got out into the countryside, sort of half an hour or so before sunset. Not much daylight to play with. On the plus side though, my new quilt arrived this morning. It's As Tucas Sestrals Quilt, so I'm looking forward to giving that a first go today. A bit obscured by the trees here, but the sun is just about to disappear behind the brow of that hill over there. Still was it 12-13 minutes before the official moment of sunset. Bit more of a gap in the trees there. If you can see the sign down there, perhaps it's all in silhouette. Sheep. Okay, I believe the sign. There are sheep. Emerged from the woods. I think the sun's gone now, but still a bit of pink and orange afterglow there. First glimpse of Ivinghoe Beacon over there, and a very attractive, lonely hawthorn, is that maybe? Not sure. That's what's left of the sunset. Is it now that moment? Oh, I don't know, still it's 3:59. I think the official moment of sunset today is 4:01. Patch of clouds going nicely pink. And given the rapidly fading light, I really probably shouldn't be making diversions, but it's too tempting. If I run up that little hillock, I'll get a perhaps nicer view of that nice patch of pink sky. Here we are, top of the little hillock. It's nice. Nice light now. Did this same climb in the summer, was that August maybe? Quite a hot day, and it really took it out of me. Not that I'm not huffing and puffing a little bit now, but so much easier in these cool temperatures. Is this getting to the limit of what the GoPro can actually pick up? Maybe do a bit of reconnaissance, a bit of the woods. Can you still see? Just about. This sort of area looks like a reasonably good candidate for a wild camping spot, because it's you can physically get inside it. Not so dense, it's impenetrable, but it's off the main paths, and fair amount of shelter. But, maybe it's too early to be sitting in the woods. I should enjoy whatever last glimmer of light is left. Can you see me at all? I can just about see a bit of post sunset, tiny bit of orangey whatever. I'm decided to come to the top of Ivinghoe Beacon, see if I might actually have the place to myself for once. I never seem to, and maybe sorry, terrible camera work, maybe a good spot for a quick glass of wine. Well, there you go. I could be anywhere, couldn't I? Because you know, I've had to put the light on, but I'm sitting by the sort of monument thing. Perhaps I can give you a quick tour on Ivinghoe Beacon. I think I've got the place to myself. I hope so, because otherwise people will be really annoyed by the idiot with a big strong light. That's the sort of monument thing. Can't remember, I think there used to be a plaque there. Over here is the trig point. Of course this would all look much nicer in the daylight, but actually that's it's not terrible, is it? I can see a bit of the sky. Yeah, I think I'm sitting next to some dogweed there, but that's all part of it. The little monument thing's providing me with a bit of shelter from the wind. It's always breezy on top of Ivinghoe Beacon, so yeah, I think I might open a bottle of wine and perhaps have a glass here. It'd be a nice spot for it. Right, tonight I've got some Vone Romane from I can't even read that label, it's too dark. From Vone Romane. I mean, can't remember the name of the producer, but I'm going to open that up, see how that is. Somewhere here I have my wine prongs. It's one of those sort of partly wax sealed tops, which are a bit more of a challenge with the wine prongs, but you've just got to be determined and sort of dig through the wax a bit. Make sure I take all that with me. Hashtag leave no trace, especially of wax from Vone Romane bottles. Usual completely impractical outdoor drinking vessel with me. How is that? Savoury at first. Here comes some fruit, some very nice, fresh, ripe cherry. Actually slightly grapey. I know that sounds ridiculous for wine. Yeah, I like that. Great. I managed to read the label. It's Domaine de Belen is the producer. Not that anyone cares. It's just some wine, isn't it? Is that the French word for whale? Domain of the whale? Is that spelt slightly differently? Answers in the comments from any French viewers. I don't think anyone from France watches. Maybe my friend Benoit might watch this. Hi Benoit, if you're watching. Belen, is that the French word for whale? It's a lovely clear night, actually. I've been trying to get some night photography with a combination of the GoPro and my phone. My phone, I've only got a really naff little tripod with very bendy legs, and it just, because there's a bit of a wind here, a bit of a breeze, it refuses to accept that it's stable enough to actually go into proper astrophotography mode. The GoPro is kind of okay for still shots. Maybe I'll cut to a few of those, but I found the night lapse thing on the GoPro. It just uses up the battery, it's got to be on for is it once every 4 seconds it takes a frame, so you know it's got to be on for 10 minutes to get even kind of 3 seconds of footage. I'm not sure I've done the maths right there. Well, nice though that spot is next to the dogweed. Oh crikey, I can't walk along with that shining my eyes. Nice though that spot is next to the dogweed, on top of Ivinghoe Beacon. It is getting a bit chilly now with the wind, so I'm going to try and find somewhere a bit more sheltered. After a lot of procrastination, found a spot to pitch. Quite happy with that, considering I put it up in the dark. It looks relatively neat. Dinner time now, I think. Got a King Alfred's cake, picked up in the South Downs a few weeks back. Hopefully that's dried out now. Does this actually burn? Not convinced. Yeah, good old billy on. Comes to the boil really quickly on an actual fire. For tonight's dinner, I've got this Japanese instant rice. Just need to pour hot water into. Interesting, it's like a sort of biryani style. I'm not sure if that goes with the rest of the meal. And then to go with that, I'm going to make something a bit like a goulash, kind of. Butter goes in there. Maybe they can just go in like that. And I don't know, making it up as I go along. Got some mushrooms, got some onion. Perhaps I'll just throw that in a massive lump and then take it out at the end. Uh-oh. Well, came from the floor of woods anyway. I've got some sort of like good old TVP, textured vegetable protein, but made with fava beans. And what that probably needs is some liquid now, so give that a splash of wine, some tomato stock cube in there. The thing that in my mind qualifies it as a goulash is some paprika. Probably do. Well, that's the end result. Too hot to handle. Not exactly sure what that is, but it's some very, very vague approximation of goulash. I hope nobody from Hungary is watching, because they'd probably be offended by that abomination. But should we give it a go? Should we taste it? Okay, are we ready for a taste test of whatever the hell I cooked here in the woods? Okay, you probably can't see the contents of that, but this is the sort of goulash kind of thing. Yeah. Perhaps could have done with a bit more paprika. Not quite as strongly flavoured of that as I'd like it to be, but Should we try a bit of this rice? Yeah, it's got a nice sort of savoury, umami kind of flavour. Oh. I think I forgot to take out the oh dear, common failure pattern there. Oh. Well, I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to be, but let's try it. Yeah. Well, it's definitely cooked, which was not the case when I tried to cook rice from raw the other time. Yeah. Well, I have warm food. Can't say anything more than that. Tell you what, those mushrooms, they are delicious. Came out really nicely, and the onion is amazingly cooked, considering I didn't sort of chop it particularly. Just sort of a small onion cut in half, peeled at home and thrown in, and actually cooked. Oh crikey, that's bright. I'm having a post-dinner stretch. A camping chair, something I've never really seriously thought about buying, but I have to admit today I was finding sitting on the floor a bit uncomfortable. Dinner definitely improved towards the end. The whatever that goulash type thing was, started off thinking I'm not really sure about this, not enough paprika, but towards the end I thought, oh, it's actually pretty good. So I have finished dinner. Wine is almost gone as well, and it's a mess, isn't it? But pretty much all that remains is to set up the sleeping apparatus kit, whatever you call it, sleep kit, in there, and so I will get back to you with a brief chat about the new quilt. Oh, terrible camera work. Well, I know I said I'd do a bit of chat about the As Tucas Sestrals Quilt, but I'm sort of in it now, and it's you know, it's difficult to particularly in these cramped surroundings to give you a walkthrough of it while I'm doing more of a lie through. Yeah, perhaps better to talk about it in the morning, because then I will have slept in it for a night, and I'll know how warm it actually is. I think the forecast is for it to go down to about 4 degrees tonight, which is, you know, it's not exactly Shackleton in the Antarctic, but I'm not sure I've actually slept out in that lower temperature in the last couple of years. I tend to do most of my camping in the sort of, you know, spring, summer, autumn. It still is autumn, but it's late autumn and it's getting chilly. But yes, perhaps I will get back to you in the morning with an update on the quilt. Good morning. It is something like 6:45, is it? Yeah, well, 10 to 7, whatever. The Sestrals quilt kept me very warm overnight, to the point that I'm actually kind of reluctant to get up now, because it is pretty cold out there. I think, as I said, it was supposed to get down to about 4. I don't know if you can see, like, one of the downsides of this tiny tent is condensation, and the inner has got quite damp, unfortunately, and this big bulky quilt therefore is brushing up against the sides and has also got a bit damp on the outside, but it, you know, it never really soaked through, and I think this style of filling is supposed to work pretty well even if it does get a bit damp. So it was never cold, which is great. I'll do a quick last shot of the tent again before I pack it up. Okay, I have left no trace, bit of flattened grass that'll bounce back. Still got a bit of time before the sunrise, so I think I'm going to try and see if anything of that is visible at Ivinghoe Beacon. Bit cloudy this morning, so I'm not sure. Sorry about the ridiculous scarf, it was a last minute packing edition. Not sure how worthwhile of a sunrise is going to be, but I'm going to take a look. Well, a tiny bit of pinky orange now. The collection of people up on Ivinghoe Beacon to watch it. Maybe I've already missed the best of it, who knows. That scarf is ridiculous. Yes, well, here I am back at Ivinghoe Beacon. There's the funny monument thing and the trig point. You see if the dog wee has dried up yet? Not completely. I think the wind would have put pay to that. Well, maybe the sunrise is improving a tiny bit. Always windy on Ivinghoe Beacon. Lovely crisscrossing of vapour trails there. Probably coming in and out of Luton Airport. And glamorous. Ivinghoe Beacon. Love this spot. The sunrise is still doing its own modest thing, but it seemed like a good opportunity to investigate this kind of spur off Ivinghoe Beacon. I always just tend to stick to the top bit over there around where the trig point is and then go back again, but there's a sort of a ridge here. Got a few minutes before the bus goes, so thought we'd see what's going on down here. I think this is as far as I'm going to come along this ridge. Don't want to miss the bus. What a majestic bit of countryside Ivinghoe Beacon is, considering where it is. So close to the M25, so close to the M1. It's just glorious. Every direction you look, far-reaching views. Oh, hold on a minute, that's the actual sun there, isn't it? Pretty sure. Good morning, sun. Lovely to see you. I really am going down off the ridge now, I promise. Just so tempting to get one last glimpse of that sunrise. This path leads pretty much directly to the bus stop. This is where the footpath gets to the bottom of the hill. And look at that bus stop. I've got to cross over, I'm going the other way, but isn't that amazing? Well, that's going to be the end of the countryside-y bit for this video, at least. It'll be all buses and guided buses from here on. So feel free to click away now, and if you are doing, then thanks for watching. But stay tuned if you want to see the guided busway from Dunstable to Luton. Hello from the bus. 61 bus from Ivinghoe Beacon to Dunstable. Now in Dunstable, and they've just changed onto what looks like an ordinary bus, doesn't it? I mean, to all intents and purposes, it is kind of an ordinary bus, but it gets exciting in a minute. Should have sat at the front. Don't know how well you can appreciate that, but we're on the guided busway now. You can perhaps see the track, if that's the right word for it, next to ours, going the opposite direction. Sort of, they're not rails, just these sort of concrete grooves that the buses are able to drive through at high speed somehow. Some sort of magic. You get the idea, hopefully. Well, not for the first time, I'm ending the video at Luton. This, I suppose, has been a bit like that other time I did Tring to Luton, in a way. I walked all the way that time. This time I actually used the bus from Ivinghoe Beacon. Developing a bit of a soft spot for Luton. Don't know what it is about it, but anyway, I enjoyed that, as always. Fitful night's sleep with sort of weird dreams about wild animals with shotguns lurking outside my tent, but slept well apart from that. The quilt is very warm. Perhaps I'll do a I don't know, I probably need to do a short video at home at some point where I can show you around the quilt, because it doesn't really work once it's stuffed inside a tent. Anyway, perhaps you're not interested. Maybe you're only watching for the I don't know, the wine on a hill. Feel like I'm babbling a bit, but thanks very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye from Luton.